for the last 39 years. He has a lot of firsts. He's the first person that I know of, at least in this club, who has ever been to the final, the international final speaking contest. Now, he didn't win. He wasn't the grand champion, the world champion of public speaking, but he came very close. And it was only because of the judges that he lost. And I think, Herb, wasn't that the day that they began with the lady judges?
Of course.
He is the first person that I have known that has been a member of the prestigious international director. He's been an international director in the past, and I don't believe anybody else in this area has.
Right.
Except for her.
Don was the first.
It's just his alter ego.
He has been the only person that has received the prestigious award of being the voice of Toastmasters, because for many years he was the announcer at the international contest, and that is a real plus. This morning, he's going to tell you how this all came about with the speech entitled, "It All Began When." Please welcome Don Ensch.
And thank you for the phone call so early this morning. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Don.
A journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. And I took that first step in January of 1957 at the encouragement of my father, who himself had been a Toastmaster for many years. And he tried to instill in his 4 sons the value and the need of Toastmasters. And I was the only one of 4 who took his advice. And it has been a wonderful journey. I joined Toastmasters in 1957 at the Seal Beach Toastmasters Club in Seal Beach. And it was a different organization in those days. And without prejudicing myself in any way, the membership was even different. But it was good. And it has remained good all of these years. And the opportunities that Toastmasters has offered me are without measure. And no measure of money could ever buy these wonderful opportunities in leadership, in organization skills, and above all, in friendships. The friends that I have acquired, that I have made over these many, many years, and many of them are still active, has been a wonderful plus in my life. I remember my icebreaker at the Seal Beach Toastmasters Club in 1957. I thought I was king of the platform, and I let him have it in every way that I could. And for whatever reason, I won the best speaker that morning. And my father was a wonderful public speaker, and it was his encouragement that got me into Toastmasters. And I learned so much from him and in the way of public speaking. I was always being evaluated at home, and particularly at the dinner table, but evaluated to not talk with my hands, to enunciate, to speak out, and all of the other attributes that a good speaker has. I was always being reminded of that, and I appreciate that. It was a big help for me. And my biggest disappointment in these 57 years of Toastmaster membership, and there have been some disappointments, but that happens in every life, we all know that, was when I failed to win the World Championship of Public Speaking at the International Convention in Toronto. And I arranged to have my parents in the audience, and I wanted to win that trophy so badly so that my father could present it to me, and I could say, "See, I told you." That did not happen. But nonetheless, it was a pleasure and a wonderful experience to have my parents in that audience. And then, as I continued my Toastmaster career, the leadership roles came into play. And I have enjoyed those leadership roles so much, from club level, sergeant at arms, to international director. And as I advanced in leadership roles, I guess maybe my skills advanced, because I was receiving more and more invitations to speak to different organizations. And at that time, Terry McCann was the executive director of Toastmasters International. Remember him, Herb?
Sure do.
And he was a wonderful leader, a little guy, a short guy. And I'd have to look down to him. He'd have to look up at me. And I became a very good friend of Terry McCann and his wife, Lucille. He made this organization what it is today. He was a tough taskmaster. We had rules, and we had to obey those rules to the letter. He was an excellent speaker and a friend to everyone. And I remember Terry McCann with fond memories. And so it was that my Toastmaster career began in 1957, and as I worked my way up the club ladder, and then the district, and then the international, when I was elected to the International Board of Directors in what year?
81.
In 1981. Sure it was 81? I remember Terry McCann came to me after the election. He said, "What are you going to do now?" And I said, "Terry, I'm going to be the best director you ever had on this board." And I hope I was. I don't know that. Herb would know.
No, I wasn't.
So anyway, it was a wonderful experience serving on the International Board of Directors. And it helped me not only in Toastmasters, but in my business career. You see, I've been a citrus grower for 35 years out in Fillmore. I grew oranges. Oranges is a fruit that you eat. And citrus was my life, and I enjoyed it so much. And it introduced me to so many different businesses and business people. And they would call upon me to speak at different citrus events. And I could tell them. I'd really tell them. So anyway, the Toastmasters membership opened so many doors for me in every aspect. And even improved my ability to get along with women, which was quite an accomplishment. And women were admitted to membership in 1973. I was one of the strongest supporters of women members. You're laughing, Shirley. But it's been a wonderful journey, a wonderful organization. It has influenced every aspect of my life. Even Father Tom, the pastor, has asked me to speak at some of the Sunday masses, not on clerical matters, but on financial matters. When the church was having a financial drive, Father would ask me to get up and pump them up for some money. And I was good at that. Yeah, because the collection went up quite a bit. So it's opened so many doors for me. And then I had a radio career for many, many years. Fred Hall on KOVA hired me to give a farm program 5 mornings a week. And there I would give my right-wing conservative viewpoints. And I remember I'd been on the air maybe about 6 months, and I would give editorials every Friday. I would make up my own editorials. And you can imagine they were real right-wing stuff. And Fred called me in and said, "Don, you've got to give both sides of the issue." I looked him squarely in the eye and said, "Fred, there's only one side, and that's my side." And I guess I had such a following on the air that he wouldn't have kicked me off the air. But it was a wonderful experience, because I would meet people during the day. "I heard you this morning, and I don't agree with what you said." I said, "You may not agree, but know that I'm right." So it's been a wonderful experience. At Toastmasters has opened so many doors for me. And my plan is to, when I go to heaven, I expect to give my icebreaker up there. Toastmasters.